Saudi Arabia shows in the WWE have had their ups and have had their downs, and I will admit, relatively recently, in the past couple of years, there have been a lot more ups starting to appear. And quite frankly, if you're here for some hating energy, ayo, I got a video coming out for tomorrow for that. But today, let's talk a little bit about some of my favorite moments and or matches from Saudi Arabia shows in the WWE. I won't say this is all of them, but here's just a few of them that came to mind. And while we're at it, feel free to go ahead, let me know down in the comments below. I know there gotta be some good ones for y'all. Oh, you know what? Tell me some that you have that I don't even mention in this video down in the comments below. And while you're at it, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, peep your boy on the socials, and quite frankly, check me out over on Twitch for some more wrestling content as well over on there. And once more, we have daily wrestling content on this channel. Let's get into the video. Titus World Slide was a highlight in an absolutely lifeless match. You know what? Let me correct myself. There were some points during this match where, quite frankly, things were a bit lively. Like, for example, I personally enjoyed seeing Roderick Strong pop up, and the fact that that man absolutely eradicated poor Daniel Bryan's chest well before the ring general could get into the main roster. Roderick Strong was absolutely shredding chest, turning them into hamburger meat. But quite frankly, and the commentary could even tell you, agree with your boy. Stumble moment. Speaking of stumble moments, Titus World Slide. And quite frankly, how dry the commentary was, and how dry the match and momentum and energy just all felt, how quickly it would change when Titus O'Neil found himself going from making his entrance, running down the ring, to spontaneously being under the ring. Also had quite a big laugh with my family because I got to watch this a second time. I'll be real, I only watched this because I was bored and I wanted to toss something on for my family to see some wrestling. I don't know. And my entire family, extended family even, got to have a laugh at this doggone moment. But from stumbles to moments, while we don't really acknowledge this man anymore, and allow me to make this a little bit bigger, Bobby Lashley absolutely annihilating Brock Lesnar to the point that Brock Lesnar had to win via roll-up. I think the first and the only time in his career he has had to resort to a roll-up to win a match. And after the fact, Brock Lesnar was getting choked out by Bobby, left out cold on the ropes. That, I would say, is the moment. Not Brock winning, but the fact that after a long string of Brock Lesnar having a lot of dull, miserable moments on Saudi shows, which we'll get to that tomorrow, by the way, I absolutely enjoyed seeing Bobby Lashley drain the life out of Brock Lesnar. Something that you never really got to see that often before or after the fact. And it really does feel like a shame that we didn't carry this momentum but so much. And ultimately, in the end, they just kind of went, nah, we won't give this feud a proper ending. Bobby wins through nefarious means in the end of it all. But as of here, hey, I got nothing but positives to see. Brock Lesnar getting absolutely annihilated. And a lot of people back then, I can recall, were like, yeah, Brock's most likely probably going to win since Bobby already had the one up on him. So this is the perfect way to get him a victory in this doggone feud without making Bobby look weak. Hey, roll up. And even then, Bobby still looks like an absolute monster after the fact. You know what? No, my favorite Saudi Arabia match back at Crown Jewel, I believe 2022. This absolute banger between Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul's third match in the WWE, his first loss, but ultimately the match that really made you go, my god, he is actually really, really, really good at this shit. Even in terms of like a normal professional wrestler, he is really, really good. Undeniably so. And the whole interference from the bloodline and all that stuff that went down, my god, I absolutely enjoyed this match. And today is probably my favorite match involving Logan Paul. One of I would say my top 5 favorite Roman Reigns title defenses during that entire reign as Undisputed Universal Champion. Maybe even top 3. Now, most people remember Bray Wyatt versus The Fiend for their Hell in a Cell match, which, let's say it together, was awful and did nothing good for nobody. But they had a rematch on Halloween's I believe 2019's crown jewel on Halloween itself, and what a fitting way to end the day by having the Fiend get his victory. And while quite frankly you could say that the Fiend didn't really need the title, at the same time I'll say this personally, I don't like the idea of someone that pops up in wrestling that will never have the intentions of going after world titles. And you could even argue that they had a little bit of history amongst each other with the whole Wyatt family and the Shield, although I don't think they really tapped much into it. But nevertheless, quite frankly, I personally, as a massive fan of the Fiend, a massive fan of Bray Wyatt, and someone that was legit, that's the reason why I watched this match. It's because I had a feeling that Fiend was going to get what he should have gotten at Hell in a Cell. If you're going to fast track into the main event picture, here's the thing with your unstoppable monster. Have him be unstoppable. Let him actually go ahead and win it. And quite frankly, ignore me if you're hearing a bunch of random stuff falling because I'm trying to put my food somewhere. Truth be told, as a fan of Bray Wyatt, this match was a whole meal in of itself. Although you can argue about the whole kicking out of a bunch of finishers thing, because he did that here, just like he did it in the Hell in a Cell, but I personally liked it. I personally could dig it back then, but at the same time, I can't really say much considering I was and still am a massive fan of the Fiend. And for every down that the Fiend had, he had a big up, and this was one of them. And also one of the few times where I will excuse kicking out of Spam. But yeah. And then there was Night of Champions from last year, I believe? Yeah, last year, which started the true crumbling of the bloodline after Roman Reigns was having issues with the Usos because they couldn't take their undisputed tag team titles off of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Solo and Roman elected to go after the titles themselves since they saw the Usos as not deserving, not capable of getting the job done, and quite frankly, how this led to us entering the next chapter of the bloodline after Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens got their moment at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns' first proper loss after becoming champion, if we're ignoring his DQ loss to Xavier and his DQ loss to Seth Rollins. Really, this is his first loss where he actually properly lost the match, not by some shenanigans. This was a pivotal moment that really sparked a lot of interest into the next chapter of the bloodline, and quite frankly, the payoff ultimately being the Usos versus Roman and Solo was absolutely amazing. And in the end, Sami and Kevin got their victory over Roman Reigns at last. And quite frankly, I would love to add more moments to this list come next year when we go ahead and talk about Saudi Arabia, whatever show they decide to have in there. But quite frankly, those are some of my favorite moments and memories and matches at WWE Saudi Arabia shows. Hopefully King and Queen of the Ring will include a couple more. And like I said in the beginning of the video, let me know in the comments down below some matches that y'all would insert here that I didn't mention. Maybe you'll toss in the Bianca Belair versus, I believe it was Bayley that she fought last year or the year before, I don't quite recall. Also, doggone it, my model froze, but nevertheless, y'all get it. You know what? Enjoy the curse instead of my model being frozen because of my phone. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, see ya.